It should be a battle of the first 2 weeks. Who's the best old guy? Is it Joe Flacco? Is it Kenny Pickett? Now let's figure out who's the young guy that we expect could be able to take reps.
Let's say Joe Flacco isn't moving like an old guy, and Shedeur Sanders, even if he fits the system and outplays him, he still won't start. That wasn't just a passing comment. That was Ryan Clark, NFL veteran and ESPN analyst, dropping a bomb on NFL Live. And the target? Kevin Stefanski. The implication? Loud and clear. Even if Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback on that Browns roster, politics, favoritism, and fear will keep him glued to the bench. Before we get into this explosive situation out of Cleveland, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more breaking NFL controversy, quarterback battles, and everything Shedeur Sanders. Let's get into it. This is bigger than just Shedeur Sanders. This is a direct shot at the Cleveland Browns' coaching philosophy, at the NFL's comfort with mediocrity, and at the league's resistance to letting young, black quarterbacks lead when the stakes are highest. And today, we're diving into every angle of this controversial moment, from Flacco's crumbling mobility to the reality of what Shedeur's doing in camp, and why fans, teammates, and even opponents are asking the question, is Kevin Stefanski about to make the biggest mistake of his coaching career?
I don't expect either of these rookies to be the day one starter, but I expect them to get reps at some point. So Kevin Stefanski needs to figure out early on, if Kenny Pickett's going to be our day one, let's get him the reps to be.
A familiar wall for young black QBs. Let's start here. What Ryan Clark said wasn't just analysis, it was a warning. Because if you followed the NFL long enough, you've seen this play out 100 times before. A veteran quarterback whose best days are years behind him, being given every chance, every rep, while a young, talented, hungry rookie sits and waits, no matter how well he performs. And when that rookie is black, history tells us the leash is even shorter. Or worse, there's no leash at all. Clark didn't stutter. His exact words were, "Even if Shedeur Sanders improves, and even if he fits Kevin Stefanski's scheme, I don't think it'll happen. He still won't start." Let that sink in. This isn't a kid with mechanical flaws or a guy who's lost in the playbook. This is a first-round talent who slipped in the draft for reasons we still don't fully understand. Now outplaying veterans in reps, showing rhythm, timing, and poise, and still being shut out of the conversation. Why? Now let's talk about the other side of this QB battle. Joe Flacco. Yes, he's a Super Bowl champion. Yes, he gave Cleveland a spark late last season. But that was last year. Let's call it what it is. Joe Flacco is 40 years old. His mobility is nearly gone. He's a statue in the pocket. In a league that has never been faster, more exotic on defense, and more demanding of QB movement, Flacco is a ticking time bomb.
He's prepared to be the backup.
Yeah, I do have concerns, though. If you figure out if that old guy is going to be number one, let's say it is Joe Flacco, and let's say Joe Flacco early on isn't moving. Let's say he's moving like an old guy.
RC called it right. Let's say he's not moving. Let's say he's moving like an old guy. Let's not say it. Let's admit it. Joe Flacco is moving like an old guy. He was sacked 9 times in just 5 games last season. His legs are gone. His best throws come from a clean pocket. And when that breaks down, so does the offense. This is the guy Kevin Stefanski might trust over a rookie who can move, who can fire the ball into tight windows, and who's already winning teammates in camp. That's not coaching. That's cowardice. Shedeur Sanders, the most NFL-ready rookie nobody believes in. Let's talk about what Shedeur Sanders has actually done since arriving in Cleveland. He impressed in OTAs, executed against the third team, he flashed elite ball placement, he showed poise, confidence, and maturity in interviews. He matched Kevin Stefanski's rhythm-based offense better than anyone expected. And yet, he's being treated like an afterthought. There's no doubt he was throwing against second and third string defenders in spring. But here's what no one's saying. He was dominating. He was making it look easy. The ball didn't touch the ground. Timing routes? Crisp. Red zone reads? On point. And leadership? Off the charts. So now ask yourself, if this were a first-round pick with the last name Manning, would anyone hesitate to give him first-team reps in training camp? Would Kevin Stefanski still be running all 4 QBs through rotations like it's a charity camp? Let's be real. Shedeur Sanders is fighting a rigged system, not just for the starting job, but even for the right to be considered. Stefanski's system versus Stefanski's stubbornness. And that's where Kevin Stefanski becomes the villain in this story. We're not talking about a coach with a blank slate. This is a guy who has burned through QBs since day one in Cleveland. 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999, only 3 with winning records. He's now on his 5th QB project in 5 years. So the question becomes, why does this coach keep betting on recycled veterans instead of fresh talent? We've seen Stefanski dig in and refuse to pivot. He did it with Baker. He did it with Brissett. And he's doing it again with Flacco and Pickett. All while a quarterback who actually fits his system, rhythm-based, quick processing, precise, is being ignored. RC sees it, the fans see it, even the players whispering around the locker room see it. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just the shiny new rookie. He's the most polished, media-savvy, high-upside quarterback in that room.
Early, week 1, week 2, if a guy like Shedeur Sanders, who is a quarterback who talks about rhythm and timing, he's not necessarily elusive per se, but he fits in Kevin Stefanski's scheme. If he improves, I think he should get a legitimate shot to be the starter. Will it happen? No, I don't think it'll happen because it's the preseason. You're going against 2s and 3s, as we said.
That's the dagger in all this. RC's exact phrasing wasn't casual. It was deliberate. He said, even if Shedeur Sanders improves, even if he fits the scheme, even if Flacco doesn't move, I don't think they'll start him. Translation? It doesn't matter how well Shedeur plays. The decision has already been made. That's the betrayal. That's the reality for young quarterbacks across the NFL, especially those like Shedeur Sanders, who carry not just a last name, but a spotlight, and in some corners of the league, a target. He could torch every defensive look they give him. He could win every scrimmage. He could dazzle in preseason. It's malpractice, plain and simple. This ain't Boulder anymore. It's the NFL. Here's the cold truth. Shedeur Sanders left Colorado not just to chase a dream, but to prove he could thrive in a pro system. He already crushed the college expectations. He already silenced the doubters. But now in Cleveland, with Stefanski treating training camp like a seniority pageant, he's being told, sit down, rookie. Your name's too big. Your reps don't count. And your ceiling? We'll call you when we're desperate. If that doesn't infuriate you as a football fan, it should. Because the NFL is supposed to be a meritocracy. The best play, the sharpest rise, the strongest survive. But right now, the Browns are sending a message. You can win every battle and still lose the war. Now let's look forward. Let's say Flacco starts week 1. Let's say he looks exactly like he did during that ugly loss to Houston in the playoffs. Slow, out of rhythm, fading in the pocket. Let's say the Browns start 1-3. Will Stefanski still hold the line, or will the pressure finally break him? Because the moment Flacco shows he can't move, the entire city of Cleveland, the media, the fans, maybe even the locker room will start calling for Shedeur Sanders. Not because he's flashy, not because he's Deion's son, but because he's ready. And that's what makes RC's warning so powerful. If Shedeur doesn't get a chance even when he earns it, what does that say about this coaching staff? What does that say about this league? This is bigger than Cleveland. This isn't just about the Browns. It's about every rookie who's told, be patient, while lesser players get snaps. It's about every coach who's too scared to pull the trigger on change. It's about every young black quarterback who walks into a building knowing they have to be twice as perfect to even be considered equal. Shedeur Sanders may not start week 1, but make no mistake, if he keeps dominating in camp, he will force the Browns into a decision. And if they still choose politics over production, then Kevin Stefanski won't just be betraying a rookie, he'll be betraying Cleveland. Thanks for watching. If you believe Shedeur deserves a real shot, drop a comment below, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and turn on notifications, because this QB battle is far from over. We'll see you next time.